Hi, welcome to another live stream. My name is Queen and I am on my balcony again. So you want to check out the view again? It's obviously darker now, so the view is slightly different. Oh my goodness, I really wanted to show. I'm going to add some clips of what it looks like at night at the front of the hotel. It's absolutely amazing. This is actually a castle, you know. But anyway, I'm having such a wonderful time and I thought I'll do another live stream. I know that you love my live streams, whether you let me know this or not. And obviously, I'm talking about the ones that come regularly, like the committed ones. Thank you so much for being committed. But hello to whoever is here. I'm really grateful. And I want to just quickly tell you the reason why I think... By the way, my name is Queen, if you don't know who I am. I'm an international motivational speaker, TV presenter, and a PR and media expert. So I want to talk to you about the reasons why I think, 5 reasons to be precise, the reasons why you're not getting the media opportunities that you want. Hi Louise. The media opportunities that you want, like speaking gigs, you know, whether that's TV interviews, radio interviews, podcast interviews, blog features, you know, whatever it is that you want. And also speaking gigs, like why is this not happening for you? Especially if you know you're capable, you've got the skills, you've built your business, you have a brand that's powerful, you're making a big difference. What is the thing that's stopping you? And you know what? Everybody has something that blocks them. You know, some people are very good at manifesting money, but they don't manifest media opportunities. Some people are brilliant at manifesting love. They always find a wonderful person, or they found the love of their life, but they're not able to make friends. Maybe they're not good at making friends, but they're really good at making money. Or it's a situation where some people are really good at making friends, but they're really, really bad at keeping, you know, a husband or whatever. So if you've ever wondered what it might be, and if you also just want to like enjoy this view while we talk, like just have that moment where you just soak it in with me, then I'm going to tell you what it is, like what those 5 things may be. So number 1, the first thing that I think could be hindering you, blocking you and stopping you from breaking into the media and having those amazing opportunities is you actually haven't visualized it well enough. You cannot really see yourself doing this. It's like it's far away from you. It's like you wish you could achieve it, but the wishing is not enough. It has to be something that you cannot even comprehend not doing it. So you have to really spend time visualizing. You have to start to imagine achieving this. So, for example, what I do, you know, one of the things I did when I wanted to be in the media, even though it kind of came to me because I studied media studies and mass communications, and to be honest with you, I was on television by 8 years old. You know, they came to my school. I was already in the media before I even knew before I really knew how to even, you know, properly, like, you know, I didn't even get to secondary school and I was already in the media. So I guess my one was quite natural. I basically just, you know, was maybe just naturally meant to be in the media. But I still feel there are many things I did to help this to happen. You know, that I did lots of things to make it work. So, for example, one of the things I recommend you do at this moment is just to really spend time creating a vision board of what you want to achieve. So what I would do, and what I used to do in the past as well, is I would just think, okay, what media companies or what schools do I want to speak at? And I would write down all the schools I wanted to speak at, all the colleges, the universities, the conferences I wanted to attend, or whether it's, you know, newspapers I wanted to be in or whatever. And I would just write them all down. I even bought this book called Contacts, which is a media book that has all the contacts that you could ever dream of knowing in the UK. So every year I buy that book. You know, that's my commitment. I'm showing that I really want to be in the media. So I'm going to buy that book and I'm going to reach out to people through that book. So I will send emails. You know, I made those phone calls. I used to phone up schools, and you know what? It worked because people did start booking me. I would send out letters, and sometimes I would get nowhere with it. But eventually I found that people did actually respond. It's a bit like trying to attract a client. You might send out a few emails and think this is going nowhere fast, but all of a sudden someone might get back to you and say, oh my goodness, yes, actually, I would be interested in that service or that product. By the time you know it, they sign up and voila, you've just made £2,000 or whatever it may be. So I know it may not always be that easy, but honestly, if you want to be in the, let's say you want to be in, you know, a magazine or a TV show, think about it this way. How many TV shows or magazines do you have to contact before you actually feature in one of them, or before you're interviewed? So think about it that way. If you're not reaching out to anybody, if you've just reached out to 1 or 2, you're probably not going to have, it's all about probability, okay? It's all about that probability game, so you really need to work on that. So number 2, The second thing I would say that you need to do, which you probably are not doing, or what could be blocking you right now, is really just not being around the people that are in the media. You know, do you have friends that are in the media, family that are in the media? Let me know. If you can answer that question for me, leave me a comment below. Do you know anyone that's in the media? Because if you do, you should be hanging around with them. You should be picking their brains and trying to find out what they know that you don't know. I'm not saying you have to pick their brains for free. Some people will let you for free. Maybe you have a friend or family that wouldn't mind, you know, just letting you give them, they wouldn't mind giving you a bit of advice, but some people won't be willing to do that for free. So why not pay someone $50 or whether it's $150 and pick their brains and learn everything you can about the media. I remember there was a time when I saw this guy on Twitter. You know, I actually know this person, but I felt like he was so successful and there was something about his brand that really made me think, I want to learn from you. I didn't want the free stuff. I didn't want him to just tell me a few tips. I wanted him to really coach me on what I could do to go to the next level. So I booked him for 2 single sessions. And, you know, it was a bit expensive. It wasn't expensive, but, it was money I invested. But at the end of the day, what happened? I still have tips from those 2 sessions up to this day that still impacts my business. And I was able to change loads of things that really transformed my brand. So if you need any help with this, please do reach out to me. I do offer single sessions, but at the same time, you know, if you know anyone, friends or family, you can also reach out to them. Or if you know any photographers, videographers, take their tips on board. They know what they're talking about, and just write it down in a book. Number 3, the third thing is you have not made any inquiries to travel. So, for example, if you want to go to, you know, Florida to speak at this big conference, or you want to go to, you know, Superstar Sunday, or you want to go to Joel Austin's church or something, when was the last time you actually did any inquiries on this? You know, how can you make this happen if it's such a far vision for you? So what you need to do, if you want to go to Joel Austin's conference and you just want to go there and be in the atmosphere, well then get the pictures up, like I said, the vision board thing, but also make a phone call or send an email and ask, you know, how much is it, try and figure out like how much would it cost to get your flight, to book flights there. What do you have to do in terms of, you know, like find out some information. Do you have, is there any local, you know, hotels nearby? Sometimes you just need to phone up the organisation. Obviously it's a church, so phone up the church and just try and ask some questions. And you may think that the questions are silly, but I'm sure there'll be some right questions for you to ask. So you could ask something like, is there parking? You know, you could ask something like, what time is the morning service? You may even see all that on the website, but the whole point of you making that phone call will draw you closer to being at that event, being there live in the flesh. The more you can, you know, imagine if you speak to someone and they say, oh yes, we'd love to have you, you should come. That's going to motivate you even more to really push yourself to go. So I really recommend that you do that. This would apply to everything else. So if you want to speak at this conference, or you want to, you know, you want to be on Marie TV, well, have you actually bothered to send Marie Folio an email and say, look, I would love to be considered to be on your show one day. She may even, you know, a member of her team may give you the steps, like exactly what you need to do. They may say, oh, you know what, at the moment we don't have anybody, we don't have any spaces, we don't have any spots, but they may tell you what you need to do, and you never know, within 2 years you may be on the show. It could be 6 months, it might even be 1 month. Who knows? You just need that big break, you just need that breakthrough, okay? Number 4, the 4th thing you need to do is you need to really, really make sure that you're pitching like a pro. So, I mean, I'm sure you're not pitching like a pro. Like, how much are you pitching every single week? I mean, imagine if I said that I really want to grow my Facebook page, for example, and I never invited anyone to my page. I never did anything on my page, never posted any photos. How serious would you think I am? You'd definitely think she's not serious. Let the universe see that you're serious about this media thing you want to achieve, or the speaking opportunities. You know, let God, if you believe in God, let him see that you mean it. You are actually actively pitching to the media. So what I used to do, I would contact the Islington Gazette. I would send them an email. Hello, I would say, dear sir or madam, or if I'll find a name, for example, in the newspaper, I'd look for a name of an editor or an assistant editor, especially in specific areas. Like I'd phone the news desk as well. Sometimes I'll send an email, they wouldn't get back to me, for example, with the Voice newspaper. So what did I do? Did I just sit there and mope and cry? No, I got my phone. And I would be like, okay, I've got to phone them instead because maybe they didn't get my email. I would phone them and they would immediately feature me, because sometimes they've got so much on in those emails that they probably don't even know that you've even sent them an email. So you have to follow up with the media. It's not enough just to send this email and think that the magic is... You've got to follow up. You have to contact them again if you haven't heard anything from them. You can also do things like send them an article of yours. You can, warm up to them on social media as well. So just let them see you in different places so that they know you're serious about being featured, and tell them what's in it for them. How can you inspire, impact, and transform and help their audience? Number 5, the fifth thing to do, the fifth thing that you're probably not doing, is basically you're not really clear, which kind of links in with what I've been saying. You're not clear what shows you want to be on, what podcasts you want to be on. Everything is vague. Vague, Marie Forleo says, if you're speaking to everybody, you're speaking to nobody. If you are vague with everything, if you want to vaguely be in all of these, I really want to be on... But what, like if I was to say to you right now, tell me 3 podcasts that you want to be on. Can you answer that question? If the answer is no, the reason why the answer may be no is because you haven't sat down to really think about it. You haven't actually... But if you were to ask me right now, tell me right now 5 different channels, 5 different programs that you'd like to be on, I could give some answers. I'm not saying that I would definitely, maybe not have to sort of improvise if somebody asked me on the spot, because sometimes we have to improvise. But if you were to ask me 5 magazines I want to be in, I would know without a shadow of doubt. Like, it wouldn't even be a question. Number 1, I'd like to be in Elle magazine. Number 2, Vogue. Number 3, Cosmopolitan. Number 4, Glamour magazine. Number 5, I would love to be in the Success magazine. So I know those immediately. You need to know the brands, the media, like they call it media houses. I know that doesn't really make sense when it comes to talking about it in terms of pitching. So I would say media brand, a media company, or a media platform, whatever. But you need to know, I would recommend that you write a list of like your top 40. And I would recommend that I used to, obviously many of you know that I'm a TV presenter. That's one of the things I do. When I worked in television, in terms of like in the office, as well as doing the studio work, what I had to do is I had to do research every single week, and I'd had to have a list of all the different types of guests that I wanted on the show. So I'd have to really research all these different like politicians and European members of parliament and these different CEOs of organisations and so on and so forth. I would have this big list, and then I would go through this list, and bit by bit I discovered exactly who I wanted to interview, and I would start reaching out to them. I would reach out to Diane Abbott. I would reach out to, all these different like CEOs and politicians, as I said, and lawyers and all these different, whatever, like just all these different people. So what was my intention? My intention was to get them on the show. So I didn't just contact 1 or 2. I contacted so many. And I even got to interview the president of the student union at the University of London Metropolitan University. So that was something I was able to like arrange, and I got to interview some really powerful CEOs, and also some local people. I got to do some vox pops in the streets as well. But the only reason why I was able to make this happen is clearly because I did what it took in terms of the research first. It's a bit like if you don't know your ideal client, you're not going to probably attract the right client or the right clients. But it's the same thing with the media. If you don't... Hi, Jonathan. If you do not have that list, that top 20, that top 40 of the types of media brands and magazines or the TV shows and all the schools or the colleges or the seminars you want to speak at, the organisations that you want to participate at, the fashion shows or whatever it may be, the business events, you're not going to, because it's so vague, you're vaguely not sure, then you're going to attract these vague results as well. You're going to vaguely be in the media, vaguely Nini get there, vaguely Nini have this speaking opportunity, vague, vague, vague. So one of the things I do, this is a bonus tip, I always have a suitcase ready because I'm always traveling. So, and I'm not talking about I'm basically saying that I've set my intention to always travel. So therefore, there is not a day in my room that I don't see a suitcase that's visible. I make sure one suitcase is visible. I have about 5. but one suitcase is visible. And the reason why is because I'm always traveling. I always say to myself, I'm going somewhere very soon, so I can't just hide them away and completely not see a suitcase. And that's what you need to do too. I encourage you to have a suitcase that's visible. You could put one or two things in it: a towel, you know, suntan lotion. You could put a book in it. Just put something in it to make it seem as if you're going away sometime soon. And I can tell you that if you do that, you will be going somewhere soon, very soon. You'll be going somewhere soon, very soon. Okay, anyway, I'm going to head out now because it's getting dark here, and I kind of need to get on with other things. But so I hope that you enjoyed this live stream. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you have any thoughts on what I'm saying, and make sure that you put yourself out there. Like, honestly, you might think, oh, I need to hire a virtual assistant to do this for me. Oh, I need to hire a PR person to do this for me. Do it first yourself. Get used to doing this yourself a little bit. I'm not saying you can't hire somebody, but it's not rocket science to send an email to you know, the Islington, you know, to your local gazette or to, you know, a TV channel. It's not rocket science to just email them or to pick up the phone and phone them. And even if you get it wrong, they will tell you how to get it right. They'll say, okay, you need to speak to this person. They'll say, you need to send us your show reel, or you need to, can you please email us this, or whatever it would be. And usually half the time, if they don't want your story, they'll just tell you straight. They'll just be like, no, not interested right now. Maybe, you know, send us an email and we'll let you know if there's anything that's suitable in the future. But usually the media never really say no. It's always maybe. It's either yes or it's we're going to have your details on file, and we're going to get back to you when it's time, when it's more appropriate for you to be in our magazine or TV show or whatever. There is no with the media. And I mean, even if one brand says, okay, yeah, we're not really interested, or if they ignore you, there are 50 million others. Clearly there are other, you know, magazines, blogs, and all of that. But if you're just waiting for Vogue to get back to you, and you're not pitching to the other magazines out there, you're going to be waiting a long time. Just keep going, and eventually, you think it could be so hard to be in a magazine or on a TV show. It's so much more simple than you think. It could just be you being on it for 5 minutes. Maybe they need someone to fill a space. It could be contributing to a topic. It could be a makeover. You never know why you're going to be on that. You know, you could be invoked for a makeover for normal, like, people that are just sort of all shapes and sizes. You may think, oh, I could never be in that magazine. Well, it could happen just based on what they're covering in the magazine that week or that month. So don't discount yourself. You know, the first time I was in a magazine, it was OK Magazine. I never thought in a million years I would feature in that without being this big celebrity. So I want to encourage you never to give up on your dreams and to go for it. Make sure you pray and have faith that God will lead you to everything you want to achieve. Anyway, hope that you enjoy this. God bless you. Gotta go. Bye. Oh yeah, no. Before I go, just to let you know, I do offer. I'm actually offering this amazing offer at the moment, actually, which is a PR and media makeover. It's where I transform your brand and help you to learn everything you need to know about how you can position yourself for media opportunities. So through this, we're going to spend 4 hours together, and I'm going to help you to really get crystal clear of what you need to do to start consistently featuring in the media. And, you know, just helping you to get rid of these fears and blocks and doubts and these, the unbelief in your mind and the worries and the insecurity and the fear. You know, maybe you think things like, they will never want to book me, I'm not good enough, my brand is too new, I haven't got a website, whatever these excuses are. Believe me, I didn't have a website and I was in OK Magazine, so I didn't need a website. You just need a great story, or you just need to be at the right place at the right time. And sometimes just going to like a conference or a exhibition, or whether it be an award show, that's enough to be in the media. Why do you think Kim Kardashian got her media breakthrough? Other than people talk about the sex tape, what about the fact that she was always at the right place at the right time? She went to the red carpet events. You know, what do you think would happen to your brand if you went to red carpet events? Do you think you'll still be the same person that you are today? No, I don't think so. So think about it this way, it's not rocket science. You know, Kylie Jenner's not famous because she hired 50 coaches. She's famous because she's done a lot of work to herself in terms of looking more and more beautiful. She's actually, invested in her looks. So don't always think that you have to do things a certain way to get a result. It could be something completely different, doing something outside of the box. Anyway, if you're interested in this PR and media coaching, if you want to book a discovery session with me and learn a bit more, reach out to me now, send me a private message. I could be the person to lead you to the media. You know, imagine if you had that first magazine feature or that consistent, you know, maybe you might have 3 newspaper features. A lot of the girls and women I've worked with from all different backgrounds, from beauty queens to aspiring celebrities, I've worked with so many people, like 6 and 7 figure business women. I've helped so many people to break into the media, and I want to help you to break into the media too. And I've had the over 100 TV appearances, so if I can do it, you can do it too. Anyway, I'm really going this time. God bless. Bye. And it's really dark, so I don't think I can really show you much. It's just too dark now. God bless.